Looking at his back, let's go through his muscles one by one. Let's identify everything that's going on here. Let's start with something that everybody knows. We're looking at the shoulders. Let's kind of trace it out. We have kind of the rear delts over here, and then it kind of goes into more of like the side delt. Let's check this on our model. So when we look at the back, we got the rear delts. We spin our boy to the side. Boom, we see those side delts right there. But now let's kind of talk about all this stuff in the middle. What are we seeing? So let's start with another one that people know. We got the traps right here. Not super deep muscle bellies into the acromion. Some people have very deep muscle bellies there. His kind of tapers off a little bit more, giving more of that sharp point. Then his traps are going to kind of come down a little bit thin in through here, and then they're going to kind of come across. Boom, kind of come like that. That's kind of his trap appearance. I could see him having a little bit of like that little separation between the traps as he gets leaner, where they kind of taper out like this and like this. You also see a little bit of a differentiation line between kind of the lower traps and the middle traps right here. So you see that line right there. And then I would say that some people are going to get a little bit more of a striation kind of a line going from kind of these upper traps to kind of these middle trap area. So I would say that this is kind of the middle trap area kind of in here. And then his upper trap area would be a little bit more. If we go to our model, what we're going to see is we kind of see that overall fiber kind of appearance with the traps. But underneath that, if he got even more thickness, that might be the rhomboids. So if we come back over here, we could see that this area probably could get even thicker if he had more development in those rhomboids. Now, if we look over here, we see the infraspinatus. The infraspinatus comes underneath that shoulder. So let's go over here to our model. We see that infraspinatus, and if we add the shoulder back on, you see how it gets cut off. That's why it makes that back bubble. So we see the back bubbles, we're looking good. Now, underneath that, we're going to see a little bit more of the teres. And the teres is always going to be underneath infraspinatus because we're looking at the shoulder blade. So if we look at the infraspinatus, we see the teres right underneath. Then we take off the muscles. We see the teres, infraspinatus very clearly. Then we take off even more. We're going to see that it inserts onto the shoulder blade. So whenever you're thinking shoulder blade, you're thinking teres, infraspinatus. Boom, right there. Now, what's kind of this line going on right here? What is that? That's actually just skin. That is not a muscle. Then if we're looking at kind of this though, what is this? Is this just a skin fold? No, actually that part is muscle. So this is actually the point where the traps end. So now we're looking at kind of the lat. We're looking at kind of the lat come up. We're looking at the lat go down, looking at the lat come up. If you were to put some greenery right here, if you were to add a post, and then if you were to actually add a star, you would see it makes a Christmas tree. So whenever people get lean, we call that the Christmas tree, and that's outlined by the lats.